If it's fun you desire, it's fun you're going to get at Flatstick Pub. It doesn't matter what the occasion is, whether it's date night, guys night, ladies night, or large group event, Flatstick Pub's got you covered. They have 6 great locations across the Pacific Northwest, from Pioneer Square to Kirkland, South Lake Union, Spokane, Bellingham, and Redmond. All locations offer the best pub experience in Washington. 2 rules at Flatstick Pub: drink local and have fun. Pretty simple. So if you like to have fun, love local beer, and great tasting food, make Flatstick Pub your next spot. Visit them at flatstickpub.com.
It's Cougar football Saturday, so come on down and watch the home team play. Now we're talking football, it's time to cheer. Pac-10 football is here, so come on down and help your Cougars win. It's Wazoo football time again. Bring your friend. Do a little tailgate. It's Cougar football Saturday, and you got green lights on the way. Cougar football's a family affair, and you know all your friends will be there. So come on down and help the Cougars win. It's Wazoo football time again.
Here we go. It's another edition of the Crimson Podcast. Here we go. It's all brought to you by Flatstick Pub. Cougar owned and operated 6 great, amazing locations across the state: Kirkland, Pioneer Square, South Lake Union, Spokane, Bellingham, and Redmond. They got you covered for everything: date night, guys night, ladies night, large group events. Great for the kids, and of course, great place to watch and celebrate the Cougs. With me every single week is Paul Sorensen, All-American safety at Washington State. You can follow him on X at Paul Sorensen 28. And of course, Jim Moore, legendary Coug. You can follow him at Cougs Go. We start with, where are you this week, Jim Moore?
Well, I'm outside the Gordon Family YMCA in Sumner, and Puck, you'll appreciate this. I happened to go by Kent Ridge High School today on my way to get here. And yeah, KR, how do you do it? Go, we are KR.
We are KR.
Yeah, the high school looked like it's seen better days when I drove past it today, but I'm sure they were better days when you were there.
It's a rough. Is it raining or snowing there? It looks like it's snowing.
It's foggy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not good. But no, my granddaughter has a ballet class here this morning, so I'm trying to, I'm like multitasking. I'm a versatile guy.
Right.
I know I'm 68, but I still got it. Still got it.
Yeah, you still got it. It's great. You're supporting your daughter and your granddaughter. Paul Sorensen, of course, is here. Paul, we've got no game to react to. We will get to the vaunted breakdown of Louisiana Tech.
Oh, boy.
Traditional rival of the Cougs, coming up, their first ever meeting with La Tech on the now it's been deemed Dad's Weekend. It's not really Dad's Weekend.
Are you guys excited for my trivia questions?
I am. We'll get to your trivia questions. We're going to get to it.
Do I get to talk
promise.
in this freaking podcast, or is it a Jim Moore fest? What the hell? Are they going to give him bread to feed the pigeons? Jesus.
Hey, when it comes to talk, hey, wait a minute. If it comes to talking, that's pretty rich for you to be saying what you just said. Because if this is a horse race and you feel like you're way behind right now, you're one of those come from behind horses that'll win by 10 lengths by the time we're done, okay?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Paul, don't worry about it. We're going to get to you in a second where you read off the Wazoo game notes. We're going to get to that in just a quick second.
I'm good. I don't need a special inside guy to actually talk about stuff. I just want to know if Jim Moore is feeding the pigeons on the bench right now, sitting in front of your high school and go from there. That'd be kind of cool.
Probably is. Okay. You're no distracted. No, we're not talking about the Sumner ballerina dance that he's at. All right. But here's what I want. We're not going to spend much time on Louisiana Tech. All right. We'll get at the end. But we had a text exchange, and it was interesting because this is exactly what I wanted to talk about. And you see on the rundown, we're going to start with President Betsy Cantwell, because I found it very interesting here recently. I don't know if fans know this. She's been traveling with the team, with the football team. She went to Ole Miss. She went to Virginia. She did an interview this week in Spokane. Paul, I don't know if you were there or not. You can chime in if you were at the Cougs first event. She told at that fireside chat, hey, she sits next to Jimmy Rogers on every flight and just kind of picks his brain. Well, she's very adamant about the current state of where the athletic funding is at in NIL. And the three of us were exchanging, I think, texts yesterday. And she said this at the Cougs' first event on NIL and athletic spending. She says, quote, right now we're at the bottom of every team coming into the Pac-12 for football for NIL. Let me repeat, not the last Pac-12, the teams that are coming in.
The current.
Fresno State, Boise State, Colorado State. Those teams, they're dead last, according to the president of Washington State. She says, we're at the bottom. We cannot stay there, compete, and win. We must be winners. We must, in football, within 4 years, sit atop the conference, because this is the time that every single media rights contract across all of college football, every conference is up for grabs again. Now, she has set a goal for $20 million. Paul, do you know, and I don't want you to violate any trust, because this is kind of an issue that I have with all of these collectives. You don't know really what the budget is. Do we have a ballpark figure of where the Washington State Cougars NIL fund is? Where do we sit?
I don't know. It's a moving number. I think I did see the university had thrown $5 million in initially when they came out. You know, there was that $20 million number initially that they could go up to. And I had saw a $5 million number. Now the collective has kept their number pretty quiet for obvious reasons, because every student athlete signs one of those letters that they're not supposed to disclose what they get for obvious reason. But you know, when guys sit around, have a couple of beers, you know that pie hole's open, and they probably talk about what they get. But I think the number, and I thought it was interesting in our chat last night, Jim asked, he goes, what would it take? Because Texas Tech came out, it was between 30 and 50 million. He said Rick Neuheisel said something on one of the talks that that's what Texas Tech was doing. And he goes, how many donors would we need to get to 50 million? I go, well, at 1890, that's 2,645,502 donors. Now, if they give 1890 per month, that's $226.80 a year. That's 221,238 donors. So there's a lot of dough that we're going to have to make up. But if Washington State can come in and hit the $10 million number in football and $5 million in basketball, we're going to be right in the mix. We're going to be in a really good spot. So I think what President Cantwell said, and I was at the talk, you know, when she brought these numbers up. And first of all, I want to congratulate her on addressing this. This is the elephant in the room. And the previous president buried his head in the freaking sand when it came to NIL and didn't want to have anything to do with that, and basically shunned it and made it really, really hard for the collective to even embrace this thing, didn't want to have anything to do with us. And so I really appreciate what she's doing, and she's raising the flag and saying, hey, we've got to address this thing, because he's fighting with both hands behind his back right now, because we're going to get poached and we're going to get buried, and then you wonder why we can't win, period. So to answer your question, I don't really know.
Jim?
I think it's around 5 million in that range, you know, roughly right now moving forward.
Okay. So Jim, there is my question to you is this, or statement / question. There's currently roughly about 250,000 WSU alumni. Just alumni. Would you care to guess how many of the 250,000 are members of the Cougar Collective?
Members of the Cougar Collective? Out of
what do you think?
250,000, I'd say.
How many people do you think give money?
2,500.
Yeah, you're close. 2,000.
Yeah.
2,000 members.
Good guess.
I mean, here's this is a question and statement. Why are our fans like this, Jim? Why? Because I hear them all the time talk about Cougar pride.
No,
love the school.
I know.
You don't understand. You don't understand what it's like to go there.
I know.
You have no idea what it means to be a Coug. But yet, when a collective, and I'm not here to shill for the collective, right? But I do find it funny that of a school and a fan base that talks about all this pride they fucking have, yet they don't do anything about it.
Yeah,
they don't spend anything. Nothing. All they do for the most part, and I'm generalizing a lot of people, is bitch and moan.
Okay. All right. You know what? You can bitch and moan at me then, because I'm one of those people. I was in the 1890 club last year, and I got a renewal thing, and I haven't renewed it at this point. Can I come up with the $226 for a year to support the team? Yes. But then there's a part of me, and I'm sure other people are thinking the same thing, like, what's my $226 going to do? Like John Mateer, he was going to say, God, you know what? That guy with the white hair down in Bend, Oregon, he's putting up $226. And let me weigh that out over Oklahoma offering me $3.5 million. And so I think there's probably other people maybe that think like me, like, what the hell, what good is that going to do? And, I know that Paul can say, and other people can say, Jack Thompson can say, well, if you got 200,000 people that put in $226 a year, then that would really make a difference. And then the part of it is that I just fucking hate the whole college football world and what's going on. And do I want to participate in it? Some days I think, I feel like I need to do my part. But other days I'm just like, hey, fuck everybody. That's kind of the way I feel about it. And I love the Cougs. I do. I'm one of those people that has a lot of pride in my university, but I guess I don't have so much because of the way things are. It's like, what's the point? I don't really see the point in my $226 helping that much.
You see, Paul, I think Jim Moore is actually asking the wrong question, because the question he's asking is, what is my $226? What is it going for? What does it matter? The question you should be asking is, if I don't give, what's the result? What's the consequences if I don't give the money?
Last 2 years.
The consequences if you don't give the money is the consequences that she is laying out right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we all can agree that no one likes the current state of it. But it is what it is. And if people are just going to sit there and bitch and moan about it, not do anything about it, then okay, then I honestly think you don't have the right to complain anymore about the team.
Exactly.
It's like people that I feel like this in politics. Oh, I don't like where the current state of politics is. Did you vote? Well, I didn't vote. Well, then shut the fuck up. Shut up. You didn't vote. Shut up. And by the way, think about this, Paul. And Paul knows the numbers. And Coug Fan did a great job of this, by the way. I think it was Greg Witter that wrote it. Her goal is 20 million. Okay, if Paul thinks it's around 5, I don't know what it is, and I agree. I wish there was more transparency with this whole thing. But if it's around 5, she's talking 20 million. It only takes 88,000 people of the 250,000 plus alumni to donate $18.90. That's it, to raise $20 million. That's it. That's all you need. 88,000 people. And you're telling me they can't find 88,000 people when I have to sit there every weekend and, oh my God, there's the flag again. Oh my God, what great pride we have. Yet they don't spend any money. And yet I see all these people travel to Ole Miss for a game. Great. And I wish I would have gone. But yet when a game's at Pullman, I don't know, it's 4.5 hours and I just can't possibly stay at a hotel there.
Puck, I think
Go ahead, Paul.
I think to answer your question and answer Jim, I think there's a couple things that come to mind. Jim's frustration, I think it encapsulates a lot of Cougar fans. Why should I even put in $18.90 a month or $226 a year or $5,000 or whatever the heck it is? Because we've been pissing up a rope the last 2 years. We've been exiled. We've been beat up. We've had our face rubbed into the mud. We've been embarrassed as a university because we've been shown the door. And that's a tough ask, from that perspective. But then there's the other thing that you absolutely nailed, Puck, is if you basically just say, fuck it, why should I do this because it doesn't matter? Then you can't complain about it. You can't basically come in and say, okay, then that the quarterback sucks. I'm not going to give. We shouldn't have anything to say. They have a chance now moving forward into a new conference, and we're not going to compete, with the Texas Techs and the Oregons and the Ohio States at $50 million. Okay, we're not. We don't have to.
Right.
We can compete in our little world at this level, and that's what President Cantwell is talking about, and that's what she's asking to give. And the other group didn't ask to give, they didn't lay out a plan, so nobody knew what the hell was going on. This is at least a path forward, and if we don't give, then that's on us now. That's our fault, period.
I just think, Jim, I'll throw it back to you, is when they go into this new conference, and she's right that they're dead last in this, that's embarrassing. That's just beyond embarrassing. They and Oregon State should be the two number one schools in this conference based on where they're coming from.
Okay, let me ask you guys something, and I'm going to be cynical like I always am, so this won't surprise you. Based on our level of donations, does that mean that we have a percentage of complaints that we can have? Like if we're just $18.90 a month, can we only complain in the first quarter, or complain about 3 or 4 of the games? And if we donate 100,000, does that take us to a new level where we can bitch and moan all we want? And so I don't know. I'm just being a wise ass. The other thing, what's our goal? What is our goal here ultimately? I know Jimmy Rogers has said he wants to win a national championship. And I know in his heart of hearts, he believes that's going to happen. But reality says that that's not going to happen for Jimmy Rogers. In fact, it's not even going to come close unless we start spending $50 million a year on NIL like Texas Tech is. Because all these teams, Ohio State, you name them, all the blue bloods and everything where they're just getting all the, we're not going to be able, but if our goal is to win the new Pac-12, okay, fine, 20 million. I think, we can do that with 1890, but is that our goal? I guess it is. Is that our new, big fish in a small pond feeling? Is that kind of where we are now?
That's what she just set the goal is 20 million.
Okay.
If it's at 5, I mean, they're not going to reach 50. I mean, that would be an absurd goal, but to get to 20 million based on 88,000 people donating $18 a month, $226 a year. I don't understand how that's so difficult for this fan base to raise the money.
No, I'm game for.
I just
Puck,
don't get it.
I'm game for doing that. I'm game for doing that, and I think every Coug should be game for $18.90 a month. I think we can all afford that. I just sit there though, and I go,
why?
God,
why?
That's like crumbs, though. Those are like crumbs. That's not the whole big bread loaf.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that the expectation. Listen, Jimmy Rogers, and I believe him, and Paul can speak to this as well. I think he feels he can win a championship because that's the way he is. He's a football coach. He's built that way. All he is known is winning at the highest level for him as a player where he played at and as a coach, previously before Washington State. And that's the standard. No coach ever goes into a season or a job goes, I just hope we get to 7 wins. They all they talk about championships. Every single coach talks about championships. I would just say, I know people are down on this season. Look what they have done this year. Yes, are they 4-5 and it's not a great record and all that. They went into an SEC school and an ACC school's backyard and had them on the ropes and damn near beat them. Now, again, with more resources, if you go from 5 million to 20, it just gets you better players. It just has more resources. You're not asking for a ton more, just a little bit more resources. Paul, I like how aggressive she is, Paul. I like how she has now been aggressive with the stadium upgrades to get people to come back there and watch games. I guess, Paul, my question is this. Why do so many of this fan base sit on the sidelines? Why?
Because they've always sat on the sidelines. It's been a tradition at Washington State. I go back to the mid '80s as the old Spokane Cougar Club director, just begging for scraps and, just being out there, just trying to get money. I know what it's like. And it goes back, 45 years. It's been something. And it's because we live in such a great area. There's a lot of distractions for money. You can go ski. You can go to the lake. You can do a lot of different things. You go to Oxford, Mississippi. They have a $31 million football NIL program for football only. Virginia had a billionaire step up this year and donated $20 million, $22 million. It's a 30-year run. This is the best run Virginia's had in 30 years in football. The people in the stands couldn't believe it. So people have stepped up in Ruthian efforts to help, and it's not a coincidence that they're winning this year because the money is exactly what you said, buying the dudes. So, from that, there's still a chance. And when we started this goofy season, this exhibition season before they roll into the Pac-12 in 26, we thought 6-6, 7-5 was going to be a damn good year. And other than the wheels falling off at the end of the Virginia game, they're right right on that run, and they beat Louisiana Tech, and they're going to have a tough time against James Madison. Another billionaire guy stepped up and brought a bunch of guys in for that program, and then beat Oregon State because they just lost to an 0-18, for Christ's sake, which was nice job, Beavs. At home, you're 6-6. So they've kind of got what they needed to get with all the other teams. To answer your question, traditionally, Washington State has not been a team that has stepped up traditionally on the money side, especially when you compare to those guys on the west side. They have been the donors over on Seattle, and Washington State traditionally hasn't when it comes to athletics. That's just the way it's been.
And Jim, you would just say that the reason that you don't donate, maybe other Cougar fans don't, is just because I don't know where the money's going, or it's not going to make a difference.
I don't know where the money's going. I don't, I know that the collective. I wonder how. I would like to know, and maybe Paul, I should go to a Cougs First, event and find out more about it. But I don't know how you determine how much players get and who gets what, and how you go about that. I guess that you sit down with the coach, the coaching staff, and talk about that. And that really, I would be interested to find out, like, gee, how much did Zevi get? What Jackson Potter get? What the offensive linemen get? How does the coach keep camaraderie going in the locker room with all these different things going on? Because I'm sure there's some players in there that are getting paid more than others and don't deserve it, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm curious about all of that. But mostly, Puck, it's just like, come on, man, what's my $18.90 a month going to do? That's my feeling. I know it's a half glass empty feeling. I know that.
But what is it not going to do? That's the question you need to ask. What is it not going to do?
What is it not going to do?
If you don't donate, what is it not going to do? If I don't donate and people don't donate, what's the result of that? You keep asking the question, where's my money going to go to? And not just you, but everybody else.
Okay.
How is it going to help?
Today,
hold on. How does it help to not donate?
Okay, later today I will donate and we'll find out. We'll see what the difference is going to be. But if we have, I don't know who our great players are this year or who's going to transfer out. But I just have a hard time believing that what I'm doing, and I know you can shake your head and go, God, what a shitty attitude. I know it's a bad attitude. I do, but it's my attitude. That's how I feel about it. I'm like going, what's the point? What is the point? And I know that you can come back with a top 10 list of here's what's the point, Jim. You don't understand, but I don't know. It's not like I'm out on Cougar football because I'm always going to be in on Cougar football, but I guess I'm not going to be in enough to think that what I'm going to donate is going to make a difference.
Yeah, but you would be one of, again, this is why Paul just donating $220 a year, you would be one of 80,000+ people that were to do that. That raises $20 million. And Paul, there's going to be more people that are going to raise.
Puck. We can sit here and go.
How do you know that, Jim?
But see,
that's the problem.
That's not going to happen. We're not going to have.
That's the attitude I'm talking about.
We're not.
Yeah, you can't say that.
We're not going to have people listening. Paul, wait a minute. We're not going to have people. God, all these people at the YMCA are going, Jesus Christ, what the hell is that guy over there yelling about? We're not going to have 80,000 people step up.
You don't know that.
It just won't happen.
Okay. See that, and therein lies my problem with this fan base. Right there. And I'm not picking on you. I'm not picking on you.
No, you can pick on me all you want because I know it's a bad attitude.
It's just it's the most, and what I appreciate about her and Rogers, because they're very different than we've ever had here, is this defeatist, woe is me fucking attitude with this fan base and this alumni.
Yeah.
Just so tired of it.
I'm emblematic of that.
Oh God, we just can't do it. Poor little Cougs. We just don't realize sometimes, what a great university that is.
I know.
And what a great athletic program it can be if people just show up and actually, instead of tweeting and texting and hashtagging Go Cougs every day, how about actually do something about it? Well, honestly, Jim, I mean, seriously. I mean, it just, you can't keep talking about this great pride that everyone has for the school and then go, well,
I can have pride.
I'm not going to
I can have pride in my. I can still have pride in my school, and and not donate, and I just
Okay.
That's fine.
I mean,
You're
but I
one guy,
appreciate that.
Jim.
I mean,
But there's
those
a
were
lot
low
of other
blows,
guys
but I
out
can
there that
handle
want to
I can take
give.
those shots at my
Yep.
ankles. That's okay.
You're one guy,
Well,
dude. There's a lot of other guys out there that want to give too, okay? There's people like me. There's a lot of other players out there. And traditionally, a lot of football players don't give. And so now they're starting to turn it around because they're the guys that have given the body parts and the other things out there for this program. And they're starting to realize that they have to put skin besides the body parts back in the program to make it successful. So we've been working the last 10, 15 years to try to get guys back on campus, to try to get them to feel part of the program again, and to financially step up because they want to have the success because they've got the skin in the game. And they're tired of that attitude, and they want to be there because they want to support this program as much as anybody. So they're tired of that attitude as well. And traditionally, the athletes are the worst givers, honestly.
Let me
so
ask
they're
you
turning
guys,
that around.
Let me ask you something. Like, you talk about these different billionaires, like at Virginia and other places where teams haven't been that good, and all of a sudden they are. We know about Phil Knight at Oregon. Do you think there's a bunch of guys like me that are Duck fans that are paying $18.90 a month? No, they're sitting there going, "Oh shit, Uncle Phil will take care of everything."
Yes,
So,
there is. There's two because they have two separate NILs. They have one
They
for
do.
like the billionaire, the Phil Knights and those guys of the world. Then they have the regular one that we have. So yeah, they do.
Yeah.
okay,
They just do. I mean,
okay.
I just again, I just
Okay, Puck,
not
what do you
picking
what do
on
you
you
spend?
particular. I'm
What
just
do you do? What do you do? You get
the
you get season
$18.90.
You get season
There's
tickets.
frustration. Yep. There's frustration here on both
Yeah,
sides. And so I think there's 2 points here. Jim, I understand where you're coming from, and I get you. And Puck, I totally understand where you're coming from too. So I guess the attitude thing, it's either got to change, and I think that's what President Cantwell is trying to do, and Jimmy is trying to do, or it's going to just be the same old, and we can just be the little old Cougies. Hey, good job. Pat us on the head, pat us on the butt. Nice try. Good job. Just go off into the sunset and fuck off, okay? Or we can try to turn things around and come out in 2026 and compete and try to make something out of this new conference.
Yeah, it's just a whole group of things. It's the oh my God, we win a couple games in a row, and the first reaction from this fan base is, well, I don't think we'll keep Jimmy Rogers.
No.
Or it's just it's always looking for the absolute worst to happen at every turn. And they don't look back to the history of the school and the program and the good times. You just focus all on the bad times. And again, doesn't take a lot of money. We're not talking about a ton. If just a group of people got together, if everyone, they've got amazing TV numbers. Amazing TV numbers. The fan base is there. If those people just, half of them, a quarter of them donated, if they don't already, you'd raise $20 million. You'd do it like that. I just don't know why it's such an issue there. I mean, when I saw that there was only 2,000 members, I just laughed. That's just so bad. And I mean, maybe the collective doesn't do a good enough job. I don't know.
No, they bust their ass. The collective works hard. They do. You've got the Cougar Athletic Foundation within the university. You've got the Old Crimson, which is 5,000 on up within the university, working together.
Right.
There's a lot of guys out there busting their butts. And I'll just say one thing. Go back and, you talk about all the other stuff. Think of the Rose Bowl experiences. Think of the 2018 game with Minshew when we had game day there. Think of what it was like sitting in the stands. I wish you could have experienced at Ole Miss, and how proud we were of that team, even in a defeat, 31-point underdogs, and they had a chance. They got it down to the 40, and even the Ole Miss fans, going back to 77 when Jack Thompson walked off the field after beating Nebraska, and the Nebraska faithful stood up and gave the Washington State fans a standing ovation. Those are the things that Cougar fans need to remember, and what this university represented. It is awesome. Remember those days.
Well, I'll do my part and do the 1890 thing again. I'll renew that. But I don't know. What the hell am I going to do on a fixed income? And I hope I can still root for the Cougs if 1890 a month will get me to that point.
Of course whatever.
Oh, Jim.
Hey, man, you take
Jesus.
shots at me, I'm going to take shots at you, you know?
We're not taking shots at you. We're just
No one's
saying
taking
it's just,
shots at you. I'm
No,
not.
you
There's
took
no
shots at me.
shots.
You know what? I deserve to have shots taken at me. That's okay. It's okay.
I'm not. The
But
go
you know what?
Cougs,
I'm going
not
to
just
fire back.
you.
I'm going to fire back, baby. Come on.
It's just
Come on, let's go.
It's just
You
there's.
got a few jabs. I'm going to come in with an
you
overhand
got a
right.
ballet thing. You got to wear a tutu
I
here in
don't-
5 minutes. So
I'm
calm
just
down.
trying to figure out why, when I watch on Saturdays and I see all this pride that this school has, why it doesn't translate to that. That's all
Okay.
I'm.
All right. You know,
cannot put my finger on it.
Okay, I need to get over it, but I got to admit that this, like, I've never liked boosters being involved in football anyway, or in athletics, because, you know, I just boosters are great, you know, guys with big money, but they shouldn't have more influence on the program just because they have a lot of money. I don't
agree with that.
I just don't like
I
it.
agree with that.
Okay, you can not like it, but I mean, my God, it's since the dawn of college football they've been a part of it.
I know, and I don't like it since the dawn. In fact, since before dawn, before the sun even came up. You know, it was when the moon came. When the moon came up is when I didn't like it.
All right,
Just watch a 30 for 30. Yep.
Yeah. What was the? I know you got to go. What's the trivia?
Did you
Okay,
forget?
Wow us with your
Louisiana
trivia.
Tech, right? We're playing
Okay.
Louisiana Tech, and nobody knows anything about Louisiana Tech. I looked at their schedule, and they look like they're going to be, if not a formidable opponent, we shouldn't overlook them just because they're Louisiana Tech. And so I did a little bit of research, quotes around little. Okay, can you guys tell me? I think you're going to go 1 for 2 on this, both of you. I think you're going to go 1 for 2 on my trivia questions. Who's the most famous football player to ever play at Louisiana Tech?
Easy.
Okay,
Go
wait,
ahead, Paul.
Paul, wait a minute. Wait, Puck, do you have it, Paul?
Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw, old man. He said Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw. Okay, you're 1 for 1 right now. All right. Second question. Who's the most famous athlete ever to play a sport at Louisiana Tech?
Go ahead, Paul. I don't know.
The basketball coach at Louisiana LSU, the little lady that yells all the time. What's her face? She was just in Spokane.
Malarkey or
Malarkey? Yeah,
Malarkey?
the little point
Kim
guard.
Malarkey?
The little point guard lady.
Oh, Kim
Her,
Mulkey?
No,
Kim Markey.
they had. No, I think they had I think they had a famous. Well, there's someone more famous than Terry Bradshaw.
Who's more
pretty
famous
much
than Terry Bradshaw?
Right on the same level, if not more
He's
so.
a four-time
you would
Super
know
Bowl.
him, Puck. You know him. You rooted against him a million times.
All right, who is it?
Basketball player.
Who?
The mailman.
Oh, Karl Malone.
Karl Malone.
Okay,
Huh?
fair enough.
He's not more famous.
more
than
famous
Terry
than Bradshaw.
He's not
No way.
famous
What is
than Terry
wrong?
Bradshaw. He is to some people.
No way.
He's a
No
Hall of
way.
Famer.
So's Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Sonics
He's
fans
also
know more about the mailman than they do Terry
He
Bradshaw.
didn't win 4 world championships.
Oh, Jesus. Can you guys
Good
compliment
God.
me on anything today? Jesus Christ. I'm trying to bring something to the podcast here.
I'm going to compliment you. You're supporting your granddaughter.
Yeah, way to go. I stand up. Are you wearing a tutu? I want to see the tutu on you.
Yeah, I think I'm paying
and-
$18.90 a month for this ballet class, by the way. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
and you know what else?
Can I complain about the ballet teacher since I'm paying money?
Yeah.
For it?
Hey, Jim, go Cougs.
Huh? Are we
Go
done?
Cougs.
Go Cougs.
Yeah,
Can I
we're done. Go
can I still
Cougs.
hashtag it?
No.
No,
You can only
you're banned for a
if
week.
you don't give money, you can only do it 3 times a month. If you give money, it's unlimited. All right, there it is. Another edition of a hotly contested Old Crimson, brought to you by Flatstick Pub. Big thanks, Andy Large, and go visit them at flatstickpub.com. Paul Sorensen, Jim Moore, go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
Go. I can't say it anymore. Sorry, I haven't paid enough.